All right. Uh, Maybe that's working now. Maybe not. Hit me up if you can hear me now, because it's showing green dots now. So I'm doing the whole live thing. It doesn't show you nearly as many. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm showing green now. Give me a 1 if you can hear me, or a thumbs up, or a yeah, I can hear you. Whatever. Now I can't screen share from this option, can I? Why does YouTube have to just do everything different? Yes, they do. Maybe everybody left. Maybe. No handlebar mustaches. Can you hear me now? Not. Okay, Stan says yes. That took like forever. Is it really lagging that long? That's the longest lag ever. You were getting coffee. Yeah, I gotta get it rolling, right? Is always essential this time of day around here. How cold is it up there your way? Looks like there's a swath. Half the country was under rain and snow yesterday. Rain their Christmas Eve, and all that's pushing your guys' way, I guess. So it's possible. Hey, Walter Davis, good morning. Glitch Mod, leave us. Got sick and tired of waiting. So yeah, this is that new Go Live feature on the YouTube off the computer. I don't like it. Same screen you see on your phone, essentially, with none of the options that you had in your Google Hangout. So I can't even like bring in guests or nothing with this. So you can't do a Hangout off YouTube, it looks like. The sound is choppy, Stan. Now I'm freezing up. Well, that figures. I didn't even do anything. We'll call it another Google fail. Trying to mess up a good thing. The video is choppy. Maybe that's just me. So where's waiting for Tommy Boy 9 to check in here. They got everybody bought into it yesterday and all, and it gets chopped its legs out from under it again today. Suckers getting lured into the mousetrap. I think that's the way that works. I don't think monitor it from your end, because usually in the old way you could tell what your status was on your bandwidth in a Hangout, and this you can't monitor to know if I'm like when you're going live on your phone, but you're not. So if the spinny circle's on my end, I don't know how to do about it, and I can't tell if it's happening or not, other than I've got a timer. Now when you're on your phone and it does this, it'll give you the little spinny circle and saying you're interrupted, but I'm not on my phone, so it's not doing that. So I don't know. We'll see. So just follow along here. Let me know your thoughts, and that way I'll know if I'm getting through or not. Is the key here. But yeah, the markets are all in all over the place, and people got lured into the Santa rally yesterday, chopped up today. And it's cat bounce in my mind. Hey, Iron Witch, good morning. How are you doing? Billy Bird out. Where's Tommy Boy at? I figured you'd know where he was. Checking any video is choppy. I can see the video being choppy, but it doesn't give me an option. So anyway, and I just wanted to try that option. We're doing an off day chat, so I went live with the YouTube Go Live thing. It sucks. Again, it's like, what's the point? I can't screen share. I don't think. I can't show my icon. I can't turn the camera off. You can't do anything. Can't do anything at all. Google messing it up the process. Hey, good morning, Adventurer's Guide to the Galaxy. How are you doing down there? It's got to be. How do you guys make it through Christmas with it being 70 degrees down there and everything? That's just miserable. There might be some bad flu cases coming around. It's that good, huh? All right, wreck. Well, that didn't work out well. Error. This is going to be a train wreck, I think, today. Hey, Bug Out Bubba, what's going on? Did you get all your Christmas presents you asked for? Your necessities? It got down to 40 down there in Florida? Really? That's a bit chilly. You guys had it with the new YouTube feature, the Go Live, and it's just like being on your phone. You can't share anything. You can't test run. From the phone, it's one thing, but when you can't do it when you're in a computer, it's kind of lame. And it's uninteractive. So it looks like Georgia and Colorado are having high flu rate, with 28 states experiencing minimal flu activity. So good. Stay healthy, folks. You didn't get really much on the prepping side, Bubba? Yeah, I got some Berkey filters to replace some old ones. That was a good deal. Can never have too much water filtration, right? Another 1,000 subs, that's a good gift, I guess. Oh, that feature isn't for us, Iron Witch, right? It's not. Yeah, that's for the high-end peeps. That's the people that just that like you to look at themselves. Yeah, Glitch, like I said, no handlebar mustaches. That's not happening. That's a little too eccentric for me. You know what I'm saying? $3,000, right on, Bubby. That's freaking. That's like a stock market bubble inflated number. 3,000 quick. Not messing around. Ooh, Glitch got a Mini 14. Nice. They still allow those over there behind enemy lines? That's not a one of the banned items? that they're trying to get rid of. There was just an article about California's new laws they're implementing this year. I will say here, California's trying to ban lifetime gun bans and stuff. Where was that at? I'll find it here somewhere. California. I'm not seeing it. California. Well, I saw it somewhere. I'll have to find it later. It goes, 2014 is a good standby. The gun laws and hey, Saints and Sappers, what's up? Bag signal. Yeah, I guess the video's not good with the audio. Is the audio coming through good? It really matters what we're talking about. Doesn't really, you really want to look at me, Saints? I mean, come on. Gun laws passed by California lawmakers go into effect in 2019, including a lifetime gun ownership ban for those involuntarily admitted to a mental health facility. Another California law requires a lifetime ban. New laws in California and several other states that may raise the minimum age from 18 years to 21 years old for the purchase of long guns. So in California, you can't even be 18 and own a long gun. In Ohio, this is all for all those Ohio bug out Bubba. This is for you. In Ohio, the state legislature could vote as early as Thursday to override a gun bill. We know that California is a lost cause in most respects. Pretty much they're going to make it to where everybody's illegal at some point for owning a firearm. They just got to caveat it in some way because the state can always make somebody a criminal one way or the other eventually. In addition to California, at least 5 other states, Washington, Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, passed 2018 laws that raised the minimum age to 21 for the purchase of long guns. So there you go, Duxie. You guys have been overtaken as well. But the age is the problem with all this. It has nothing to do with what people are taught or how they don't have the mental capacity of an infant. Age of people. Tied to ammunition and restrict ammunition sales. There's a new excise tax on gun sales in California being proposed. And the money to fund violence intervention, of course. Basically, to do the activity and fund it and everything else. Yeah, the ammo laws are glitch. Yeah, we're getting to that. Okay. That's what I was just saying. It looks like they're going to restrict ammo purchases. On California's gun control laws. Training orders are being firearm orders, right? They're setting several new to complete firearm safety training just to buy a firearm and enhance background checks and waiting periods and secure gun storage requirements in Washington as well. July. Let me check up on the side chat here. I got way behind there. This is an interesting article and I can't share it. I'll post it on the what they're gonna replace G Plus with, so you can go to it'll show up in your G Plus or G your if you go to the page any channel. Right, Glitch? Yeah, the red flag law is a definite Trojan horse. It's a way to get touchy-feely people to commit to doing something about it, right? Yeah, Iron Witch, you need to get out more or threatening them and come in without any due process and take your firearms until further adjudication takes place. It's pretty much every state now, but it's getting a lot of more play in the press. A lot more states are making the red flag laws what you would call more robust, making it easier for police to come to your door or whatever. If you know what I'm saying. Put it on the Twitter machine, etc. So you have new gun laws. Illinois and Florida are to be a danger to themselves or others. That's an enhancement of the red flag stuff we're talking about. At least 7 others. It's a 72-hour waiting period for all purchase of firearms. Florida has passed a 3-day waiting period on firearms and outlawing bump stocks, which we know how that's going to go. We're all ready for a ride now, as if the stock market wasn't bad enough. Let's see, more than 10 rounds. We've heard about that. For capacity mags. The Ohio legislature could vote as early as Thursday when it considers overriding a bill rejected this month by the governor. The bill would expand gun owner rights, but was shocking these days. House Bill 228 would expand the ability of individuals or groups impacted by local firearm regulations to sue for damages. Among other provisions, it would shift the burden of proof on self-defense cases involving firearms to prosecutors from defendants. Since you're innocent until proven guilty, yeah, that makes... So Ohio got doing something on the good side there for that. Infringements, while Ohio trying to do the right thing, it would look like. Survival, good morning. Yeah, right, Walter. I guess you got to support it if it stops things, stops crime, right? Which, no, it's never been tied to any solving of anything. Who's Bud Dwyer, Glitch? There you go, Bubba. Jack and Honey sounds like an improvement. Hey, good morning, Dad on YouTube. What are you up to this morning? Try again or hang out. Be the way this whole new setup works. It's different different bandwidth. Bud Dwyer. How does red flag laws prevent that glitch? I don't know that that's likely. Oh, it was a joke glitch. It's hard to tell if people are serious on the YouTube, you know. All right, gotcha. Really, on live TV? That's pretty crazy. That's interesting. I mean, politicians taking themselves out on live TV don't threaten us with a good time, right? Down a little bit. It's only down 300 now. Back to 400. They can't blow over the. Right, Dad? Yeah, Dad did a couple of videos on about red flag laws. EMP too, Dad? I don't have any ability to boost this stream or nothing. If I was in the other hangout, I could do a couple things, but there's nothing to this to see what the bandwidth's like to change anything. That's the downside, I guess, to this deal with the go live feature instead of doing a hangout. Glitch in the system. But yeah, no screen share. That's kind of bogus. They don't make it. YouTube dropping the ball as usual. Switch to mobile. I don't know if I can. Let's try that. Maybe I can switch my. I don't know. My one bar of cell phone coverage might not be much better. See if we get across anything. Hey, JJ McKay, what's going on? How you been doing, JJ? I haven't seen you. Well, I've seen you in a couple. Let me know if it improves here a little bit. See if we get any better, get any improvement off of that. Let me know what you guys think. Get it, Google a new internet service that I don't know about, Dad. Alexa in every room of your house, right? So I can have it like that new commercial where what's his name from Home Alone is out there using Google to save his house instead of having to do all the work himself. Right, Jay? How's things up in the Great White North, JJ? Did you get lots of snow for Christmas or what? Looked like the Weather Channel had quite a bit up your way. Did you get dug out? I guess the blizzard is coming. I guess it's just now in the middle of like the Dakotas and stuff. I guess the heaviest part of this deal, with it hitting Michigan here any minute. Are you in the UP, JJ? Because it's getting swamped, it looks like. And now my video is showing it's skipping. That's not good. You're in a winter storm right now, JJ. Yeah, that's what the weather channel looks like. Winter is here, Glitch, for sure. You just had fiber optic routed right to the. You can do that on request? Huh. I don't think I'm in an area where they'll actually do that. I'm a little too far outside the network. I can't even get DSL service where I'm at. So I'm pretty much running on the highest bandwidth I can get for the computer. You're tippy top of the. So you're basically in Canada, except across the water, JJ, is what you're saying. Hey, Wes S. Good morning. Welcome. What's going on? Did you survive all that rain in Tejas? We had a pretty fierce rain here on Christmas Eve. We got just a touch of snow Christmas morning, just enough to, hey, there's whiteness on the ground, and then it was melted by midday. It's better stream now? Okay. The cell phone connection can be a little better, but then I eat up I only get so much streaming data. You got hail, Wes, right? All that stuff's headed east. Lots of rain, it looks like. Big storm, they're calling it. They're calling it, what are they calling this? They say major storm. Thought they had a name for it because they've been naming all these winter storms, sounds like. But it says it's intensifying and spreading heavy snow across the Dakotas and such. Blizzard warnings issued. Hopefully we don't see any of these big crashes like we do every snow, it seems like, where people just can't slow down on the interstate and just plow into each other after one person wrecks. I-80 is closed in Nebraska. So stay off the I-80 because you ain't going to get nowhere anyway. We have blizzard warnings across North, South Dakota, Nebraska, western Kansas, etc. So that's good. Winter's here, as it should be. Anybody just checked in? Anybody get any good preps for Christmas? Any good tidbits that Glitch is showing off his Mini 14? I got Berkey water filters. Anybody got anything useful? Wes got cash. He's going to go buy ammo, water, and food. Yeah, right, JJ. It's just winter there where you are. Yeah, that's what, like when they changed the name of the nor'easter to the storm names, the people in the Northeast, like it's just called a nor'easter. Oh, Killdeer got saw blades. There you go. Oh, the Dow's recovering. It's only down 200. Watch, it'll be down 500 by the end of the day. It's got a full day of trading to go. It's got to lure people in. Walter, you got scammed by Santa? What's up with that? He was a no-show at your house or what? He does that sometimes. Full Spectrum Survival had a good chat last night. If you checked in on that. I'll try to keep it quiet there, Glitch, just for you. Nobody thumbs ups the stream, Billy Bird. How many thumbs down we got? We're going to try to match our record from last, what was it, 2 weeks ago? We got like 10 thumbs down in the stream. We were rolling. Oh, Dad, you got your checking account hacked. Dang. That's not a good Christmas present at all. I guess it's good to get a free trip to Boston, though, right? At least your account visited Boston. That's no fun. I don't know what that means, Wes. What red cloak are you speaking of? Right. Yeah, you were here, right, Dad? Had the haters roll in on us? Glenis Vilkas in the house. What's going on? We're being punished for letting Trump shut down the government? Yeah, I don't know if we're really shut down. I mean, he flew all the way to Iraq and back. I mean, how shut down is the government really if he can do an expensive plane ride, land at government airport facilities and everything else? Yeah, right, Dad? It's like the money always goes out faster than it gets back in. Like even if you go to get a refund or something, like you take something back to the store you didn't use, you do a return. It's like your money coming back into your account takes forever. It's like you guys got that out of my bank as soon as I bought the stuff. Think so, Billy Bird? You think we're just in time for World War III? Yeah, maybe. Oh, Wes, that's a Santa hit on Santa, huh? I didn't put that two and two together. People didn't take kindly to that, huh? People thought they were offended. Yeah, right, Wes. It's always a better feeling to use cash. Using electronic stuff just never feels right. video of BJ Kumbi trolling Fox News. That's on the YouTube. Just Google that. Okay. I don't know who BG Kumbi is. Hey, a 1,000-pound protein tank, no matter how you get it, Bubba, is a good score, right? Yeah, it always affects the little guys, right? That's the only people that get affected by government shutdowns. Even if then, yeah, the little guy they were talking about that, like the people that get furloughed. Of course, what is a non-essential government workers? Pretty much all of them, but it's only the ones that the small minions that get furloughed off and whatnot. They usually get around to paying them, making up their pay, but the top dogs don't suffer at all. JJ posted a story about Iraq. Iraq government was mad at Trump visited. Okay. Was that on G Plus? Or have you gotten used to posting in the YouTube community page? Right, Billy Bird? Everybody just pass around Dad on YouTube's credit card. Since he's sharing, 'tis the season. Did everybody see the story about how the plunge protection team kicked in yesterday? There was a $64 billion single purchase at one time. Just drop of the hat that kind of kicked in that rally yesterday to recover from that drop of 1,000 the day before. Go check that out. There's a couple of YouTube videos on that, and a couple other people talked about it. The $64 billion propping them up. I don't see your post, JJ. But we'll get around to it. He poses as Antifa and trolls Fox News. Oh, Market Watch story, JJ. Right on. Okay, right on. Share it in the side chat. It's like we can't get out of Iraq fast enough. They're mad. Both blocks of Iraq's divided parliament called for a vote on the expulsion of U.S. forces. I guess. Maybe that was a good way for Trump to get us out of Iraq without having to do it himself. I think I'd vote for that. Where we at? Bring them all home, right, JJ? Glitch Mod. Are you for Blackwater Academy? No, Glitch. We did a whole chat about that. Remember when the story was Blackwater was going to take over Afghanistan? Remember that whole deal? That's terrible. Talk about destroying the country. Privatizing, capitalization of war. Just make it about profit, right? That's a terrible deal. Just more Hessians, just different uniform, right? That's all it is. But a lot of people are intimating that, kind of saying this Trump withdrawal is going to lead to increased Blackwater presence over there, which is really Congress's failure to inhibit the budget. But maybe if Trump goes to build the $5 billion wall with the discretionary defense budget, maybe they'll cut back on that a little bit and kind of put them in check, cut back on some of those funds. I don't think anybody's that smart, though. USS. Mercs should all be left on the battlefield. Sad state of affairs, JJ, is what our problem is. We don't have a legitimate war worth fighting is a problem. It's all for interest, private interest and profit at this point. It's been like that for years. Just took us a while to figure it out. Oh, Glitch, yeah, it's not that they're bad people. It's just that it's a bad system taking advantage of them. I know a bunch of people that are contractors or were. I think I only know one guy that's still in contracting or two. But a lot of guys took advantage of that paycheck. It's pretty much just an advanced paycheck at the time, back in the 07, 08 time frame. Somebody finds a way to get money for their skills, I get it, but it's a bad decision for the country. That's the problem I have. Yeah, just like Hessian's dad. It's just like Hessian's different uniform. It's what it is what it is. The $64,000 pyramid was a rigged TV game show. So what's a $64 billion question? Yeah, the central banks are always profiting, right, JJ? That's the biggest problem. Small Onion, welcome to the chat. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, the checks are really nice, Glitch, for some of the guys with some higher end skills. Anybody that's got the formal school training stuff, special skills, they were getting 6 figures right off the get go, and they were, if they pushed their op tempo, they were making 250 a year roughly, depending, and a lot of it was tax free because so much of it was made overseas. They were definitely rolling in the dough in the prime time, that 05, 08, 9 time frame. They were easily making 250, and if they back-to-back deployment stuff like that, and some of it was pretty cush duty too. Now it wasn't always high-value target stuff. Sometimes they were just chilling on inner defense and stuff. That was the easy life in a lot of respects. Made you an easy target too sometimes because you're just waiting for a V bid to roll up on your pause. But they said it was some pretty easy money at times, and other times not. But I know several of them paid off houses and other stuff like that, no problem. Market's bouncing around back around 200. Yeah, it's kind of weird not having Tommy Boy around. Wes S, the real one? Was there a fake Wes S? What's up with that? How many Wes S's are there, Wes? Do I have to go block somebody for being a troll? So nobody else got any good Christmas presents that can help them survive the economic collapse that's coming? That's really what. All right, I just didn't know. I didn't know how many accounts Wes has. He got a backup to the backup. All right, Dad. Yeah, I know guys that do power facility security too. It's pretty good work for what you do. It's not what you call difficult at all. A lot of that's guys that are former military guys. It's pretty cush living. It's kind of like everybody has a sense of understanding of, we're gonna do what we have to do, but when the time comes, it could get pretty ugly. Hey, old bag. Good morning. How are you? How's things out there in Tommy Robinson territory? How's your Brexit looking? Doesn't sound like it's going to go very well from everything I'm seeing on this end, unfortunately. Hey, Alan Outdoors, thanks for checking in. Just checked in with you yesterday. Thanks for dropping by the channel. We're trying a new experiment here. We're using the Go Live feature on the YouTube, and it sucks. So this is kind of an experimental stream and just rolling with it until we cut it off here in a little bit. But yeah, if anybody's wondering, this is the I clicked on the Go Live feature on the YouTube from the desktop, and it's just like doing it from your phone. They don't give you any functionality at all. I can't screen share or do anything. It's just it just sucks. Google definitely needs to get their act together. So the Google Hangouts is still the better option if you're trying to go live or something like that. Tommy Robbins is a good boy. That's what I say, Glitch. He uncovered a cesspool is what he did. He may have, his previous history may not have been the greatest, but he was definitely over the target with some of that other, with all his grooming gang stuff. Definitely over the target. Hey, Saints and Sappers, it's clear where you are. The weather is. because it looks like it's going to get real rainy real quick in your neck of the woods. Oh, Bag, you're going to be in your yellow jacket. That's awesome. I didn't realize we had that discussion last month or whatever after it started about what's the deal with the yellow vest. Like, it'd be good to be in the yellow vest market. But I guess they're required by law to have in your vehicle. It's like, are you kidding me? Just over regulation. Billy Bird says your time should be used to prepare because protesting is useless. Well, Billy Bird, protesting is what you do after you are prepared, I guess might be a better way to say it. If you got all your ducks in a row and you're ready to go out and engage, go out and engage as you feel necessary. It is going to be needed at some point. Over there, they don't have much more to go off of other than protesting. They're very limited in everything else. You know? Yeah, they all got off pretty easy, Glitch, right? And there's others, and the media hardly touches it. It's really, I don't see how it isn't a bigger scandal with that stuff. Obviously, a lot of people are up in arms about it, but anybody that gives that a pass is just fooling themselves into thinking it's not going to be a problem later. Things I haven't checked in on is what's going on in Venezuela lately. Anybody up to date on the Venezuela crisis? I know there was some. They're still pushing the Brazil-Venezuela war angle in a lot of different media. They're pushing the conflict between Brazil on their border and that Brazil's on the verge of invasion just because Bolsonaro took over and et cetera, et cetera. There seems to be an agenda being pushed there, but things in Venezuela are definitely still going downhill, I believe. Iron Witch, people need to protest to make ready their frame of mind for the next step. That is a very good point. Psychological, physiological process. That's a very good point, Iron Witch. That's definitely something Americans are going to have to do as well. First thing Americans have to do is get off the couch. Might be our bigger problem. Not a lot of articles about Venezuela out there. One shortly before Christmas in the Miami Herald, Venezuela may reach 10 million% inflation rate. That's just insane. Venezuelan Navy confronts Exxon oil ship in Guyana border dispute. And we talked about the Guyana border is Venezuela border issue back during the summer about how some of the gold mining and people crossing the borders for work and stuff like that was working out, how there's disputed border issues that Guyana may take advantage of to reclaim some territory they claim. Venezuela's in Brazil, refugee status, nothing terribly recent. Peru enforces tough measures for Venezuela migrants. What? That sounds racist. You can't treat those poor migrants differently than your other people, right? Venezuela's families go hungry at Christmas. 1 hour ago, oilprice.com. Venezuela, a real threat to Guyana's oil boom. That's interesting. Hold on, I missed the side chat here, I think. Brazil has nukes and Brazil has nukes, really? Wow. Because you would think Venezuela would have had them before them, because Venezuela 20 years ago was rolling in the dough. They could afford to have made one then. Surprising that Brazil would have one. So here's a headline in an oil article. Put it in the side chat there. Headline: Venezuela, a real threat to Guyana's oil boom. Last Friday, the Guyanese government fell after a no-confidence vote, a move that was likely as viewed as opportune moment of weakness in Caracas. A day later, Venezuela's Navy approached two Norwegian vessels conducting seismic work in Guyanese waters on December 22nd, forcing the ships to flee to safer waters. The ships are under contract by ExxonMobil, are surveying the area and working to develop oil discoveries that could transform Guyana. Venezuela says the activity is illegal because it is in disputed territory. That's what I was talking about. Guyana's trying to take advantage of this Venezuela problem to move into areas that are previously contested in their border regions. So there's a perfect example. Guyana rejects this illegal, aggressive, and hostile act. They said in the announcement, Venezuela's incursion demonstrates the real threat to Guyana's economy development by its western neighbor and violates the sovereignty and territorial integrity of our country. They're going to start a war between Venezuela and Guyana over oil, and everybody's going to pitch in and get involved. Watch it happen. If ExxonMobil's involved, you're almost guaranteed somebody's going to start a war over it, right? But Guyana trying to flex that muscle and move into areas that were previously pushed off of because of the clout that Venezuela had, and now they're trying to flex into those areas, in this case for oil exploration and drilling, and that's off the coast. So that's interesting. Yeah, because back in the summer, we were talking about the gold mining along the borders and other labor, people crossing for labor to work in some of the different mining areas on land. Never let a crisis go to waste, I guess you would say. Interesting stuff there. Sparks check in. Hey, good morning, Sparks. What's going on? You get enough water? We had enough rain Christmas Eve to wash us all away. Walter Davis says Venezuela has come up with yummy recipes for Christmas trees. Say what? They mean like they're drinking pine needle tea and eating the bark because they're starving? Is that what you're saying? Oh, I see what you're saying, Glitch. They claim they don't, but everybody thinks they do. Okay. Yeah, Walter, the Guyana's definitely trying to upgrade, it looks like. Yeah, Bubba. I don't think anything is new in South Africa. I think South Africa is on the verge of full out genocide. I don't think they're still on track, still on schedule, I believe. Um, After all that pre-Christmas activity, basically legalizing land theft. But the general election's coming up soon. Let's see what the South African has to say about it. When is their election here? They're not going to say when the election is. They just say it's coming up. There's talking about some of the infighting on other stuff other than the land confiscation. That's not very useful. 2019 general election, but they don't say what day it is. Does the very end of the article tell you when it is? No, they don't. Okay, never mind. I can't read minds. Does that bum you out, Dad? It just makes you realize that hopefully you're ahead of the curve. That's the way I look at it. Don't want to get it behind that train. At least we can jump out of the way of the train if needed. If you can see it coming, you know? Right? Yeah, Iron Witch brings up a good point. There's a huge amount of troops in Africa. Yeah, we've been progressively getting more and more involved. Um, Obviously, we had those special forces guys get killed in, I believe it was Sudan or Kenya, what, year and a half ago or so. But we've been in the Horn of Africa. We've been involved in the North and South Sudan thing. There's all kinds of little wars going on in the Congo and everything else. We've been dropping more and more people in there. Yeah, when they created Africa Command back was it like 10 years ago now, they created Africa Command. You knew it was downhill from there. Here's a more concerning article that probably really is the more important issue. Drop it in the side chat there. This is off of Bloomberg. Drought hurts South Africa corn, soy plantings, and grain, the South Africa says. Um, we talked about the drought last year in South Africa, how it was going to tie in directly to this land confiscation issue in farming. But even more so now, if they thought they had a pretty decent winter, but I guess they're still in a drought, technically at least. But it says here the window for planting corn and soybeans in South Africa has passed. And with hardly anything planted in Western growing areas because of drought, the likelihood of the need for imports increases. Well, there's a place for all that soybeans that's from the United States. It's a place for them to go because they're not going to Asia because of our Chinese issues. I don't know that South Africa necessarily eats a lot of the soybeans. They probably were exporting, but corn imports maybe. But the probability of a repeat of the 2016 drought is increasing daily, said the chief executive officer for Grain SA. Some of the scenarios we are facing even look even grimmer than the previous drought. The financial position of most farming units is far worse than it was in 2016. The current grain prices are not high enough and thus do not favor nor encourage farmers to take a risk by planting beyond the optimum window as they did in 2016. South Africa is Africa's top corn producer, but profitability has been squeezed by a record crop in 2016-17 that boosted stocks, was followed by another good harvest this year. I guess that would be 17-18. Farmers are coming under pressure because of dry conditions when they should be planting corn for the new season. So not only does it affect South Africa, but all of Africa gets a lot of their food from South Africa. Rainfall in 2015 was the lowest since records began in 1904, with cities including Johannesburg recording their highest temperatures yet. Cape Town, among the continent's top tourist destinations, is recovering from its worst drought that's seen water rationing. And we've talked about water rationing all last year or this previous year about that. But that's doubling down on the problems of South Africa there, with the government's going to, they can use the excuse of, well, the farmers aren't doing good with their land. Let's confiscate it. We can do better than they can, right? These individuals making these decisions can't do what the government can do. So it gives them another excuse, to go in and take their land and put it to use for the government's needs. So that's going on there. What's going on? Saints and Sappers. If I was going to get my farm taken, I wouldn't plant either. Oh, good point, Saints, right? Yeah, like I said, if I was to leave South Africa because of that, because a lot of people, many people did, not a lot, I guess, but many, I would burn it before I left. I'd salt the earth if I was to leave my farm to the government. One of the biggest drone bases the U.S. has is in Africa, right? I believe that's out of the Horn of Africa, too. That's in Djibouti, I believe, is that location. Full Spectrum Survival was talking about crop failures hitting hard in 2019. Heaven's Gates, welcome to the chat. Thanks for checking in. I think it's somebody else, Billy Bird. Different crew. Different crew, obviously. Hellbot. We forgot about that. Hellbot Comet people, right? That was what? That was 20 years ago, wasn't it? Maybe early 2000s, something like that. Hellbot Comet. We're all gonna die. It was like the market's back down 320. So it's up and down, playing the role. On which recently China said no more U.S. soybeans, right? So in response to the tariffs, so when is China getting their soybeans from? Yes, China can't get enough soybeans to meet their demand. That's for sure. They're going to have to either find an alternative food source or really boost their production. um, Now, I was hypothesizing that when Russia was opening up some of their farming land to the South African farmers out in the eastern region of Russia, that would be a prime maybe spot that Russia could open up to trade with China and make up for some of the deficiencies and tariffs from American farmers. That might be something that Russia was trying to get an angle on, is grow more food out there to export to China. But that's yet to be determined, I think. Um, but definitely, we went through the numbers one day, and it's just astounding the pounds of soybeans that China imports. Hey, Die Bullfrog, what's up, Uncle Al? How you doing? Yes, Uncle Al, I have a manual grain grinder. You can't. No reason to have a electric one. I got plenty of hand-driven labor around here for right now. Good to see you, Uncle. I hope you're doing well. China gets soy from Brazil. Is that right? Brazil's just getting all kinds of benefits from all this turmoil going around in the world. They're getting benefit from Venezuela collapse. Probably going to push it a little bit there. There's going to be all kinds of interesting stuff. Bubba says, suppose Venezuela had any preppers. Wonder how they did. You would think some people saw it coming. Obviously, some people executed a bug out plan, whether they liked it or not. What are we at, like 5 million people have left Venezuela in the last 5 years, something like that, roughly. All kinds of issues. I think the problem that we see in any economic situation like that, even if you're a prepper, the problem is going to be when it goes like that slowly, incrementally, if you're not able to leave. If you're staying in one location, you can prep and survive, but your ability to replenish what you have is going to get worse and worse because of inflation, because of the economic situation. While you can survive on your preps and get by, your situation is going to deteriorate more and more, and you're not going to be able to replenish what you have because of the financial collapse going on around you. That's the slow burn problem of that we. It's there's got to be a transition to homesteading at some point for any prepper, and even then, you're still going to be in a worse situation, depending on if the government comes in and confiscates all your stuff or not. That's definitely a good question. I mean, they probably did better than many, but they're probably not doing as good as they would like. you know. You can power with a bike. All right, Uncle. Oh, yeah, you can hook up your grain mill to a bike. That's a good idea. That's an excellent idea. You know what? I got a bike frame. I just have to figure out how to hook it up. That's a good idea. Man, now you got me thinking, Uncle Al. I guess you just take the bicycle chain off the front spoke, run it from the back spoke, the chain up to your grain mill, hook it up that way. Would that be the best way to hook it up? Flywheel to the grinder, right, Die? Right, Uncle Al? Yeah. Makes perfect sense. The rich are fine, the poor starved, right? That's the way the situation everywhere for the most part. Preppers with mobility did better than most. Hoarders did not do well at all. I think it's one of those things, anybody that can offer a trade or skill is going to be better off in the long run too. It'd be interesting to get some good stories out of there, but anybody with any mobility is left, you would think. You'd really have to wonder why anybody stayed. There were stories about the oil executive people and stuff like that who bailed eventually, but they kind of held out longer than a lot. A belt for the back wheel, like a fan, like your fan belt off a vehicle. Use a belt like that, or just a waist belt. Well, a waist belt wouldn't work because of the buckle. Wouldn't work as well, but just like a fan belt, V belt off your suspension belt, yeah, that would work. Just got to set it up with the right tension and roll away. Have grain ground up by the end of the day. A lot faster than doing it by hand. All right, so we know what's the 3 different hot spots there with Venezuela and South Africa. And Tommy Boy 9 still hasn't checked in with us. I'm starting to be worried about him. He's probably counting all his gold, though. Making it all right. All right, folks. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks, everybody, for checking in. Just a word to everybody. Don't use the Go Live function on your YouTube in your browser. It's no better than being on your cell phone. You can't share nothing. So I learned that from this stream, if nothing else. But thanks, everybody, for checking in. Yeah, Iron Witch, it's definitely spread. It's Belgium, Netherlands. The yellow vest protest thing is definitely catching on fire. But we just had, 2 weeks ago, they shut down London Bridge in London there. So that's definitely a spreading occurrence. A lot of it's focused around getting the EU done and over with, especially the idea of an EU army. But thanks, everybody, for checking in. Appreciate it. There's some links in there to check out. Hopefully everybody got something out of it. Good to have good discussion. We covered pretty much all the topics. The market is down just a little bit over 300 now. It might be down. It might be in for another down 500 day based upon the way it's been going. But we'll see if they can prop it back up. They definitely want to keep some sort of semblance of control over it, because if they lose control, it's going to be very bad. So everybody have a good day. I'm glad everybody enjoyed their Christmas. We will talk to you maybe tomorrow. We'll see if we get on here tomorrow morning. Live free.